So there's that. Now, it gets better. Yesterday on this program, I told you about Joe Biden at a commencement speech making promises to the students who are graduating. We have those sound bites. And we're going to start here with, there's 4, 5, and 6. Let me find 4. Here it is. Joe Biden, he is at Marlins Park, the new baseball stadium for the Florida Marlins. It's the Cypress Bay Haskell graduation ceremony. The Vice President of the United States. We got 1, 2, 3 of them. Here's the first.
Imagine the breakthroughs that are on the horizon and just beyond it. Imagine, by the time you're in a position to buy your first home, putting a roof of solar shingles that will cost no more than today's ordinary shingles. We'll be able to power your home, heating, cooling, running appliances at a fraction of the cost your parents pay today.
Solar shingles on your house that'll cost no more than today's ordinary shingles. Power your home, heating, cooling, appliances at a fraction of the cost your parents pay today. Every solar industry firm, except one, I think, that they have bankrolled, has gone bankrupt. There is no such, not for these kids. He's lying to them. He's telling them by the time they own their first house that this stuff's going to be available to them. He was just getting started.
Imagine a world in which hunger is vanquished by crops that don't depend on the soil, water, or fertilizer, or pesticides to thrive. They're just around the corner. Imagine famine being a memory, and with it, the end of so much war and conflict that plagues so many parts of the world. Imagine a day when the lightweight materials, cleaner fuels, advanced engines simultaneously make our air cleaner, allowing us to go the equivalent of hundreds of miles to the gallon, and maybe most importantly, freeing us from our dependence on foreign oil and all that entails for a nation.
I have to ask you people in the audience who are agriculturalists, because I have not heard of crops that will not need soil, water, or fertilizer or pesticides. How do you have a crop that won't need soil? What's it going to grow in? How do you have a crop that's not going to need water when the vast majority of the content of everything is water? Where's the water going to end up in the crop if there isn't any? Fertilizer, pesticides, and it's just around the corner. When I originally heard this, I was flashing back to John Edwards at the 2004 Democrat convention, promising essentially Christopher Reeve he'd walk again if John Kerry was elected president. You know, this is cruel because there are people who believe this snake. There are Democrats that believe this. People, Americans who desperately want to walk. This guy's out there saying elect John Kerry, and if you elect Bush, Christopher Reeve won't walk ever. He was saying that. It's cruel to mislead people like that. Now, solar shingles that'll do everything for the same cost as the regular shingles on your house now, and now crops that don't need soil or water, much less pesticides and fertilizer. And one more from the Vice President of the United States.
Imagine a day within your lifetime when doctors can and will engineer your white blood cells to attack cancer cells and leave healthy cells untouched, allowing cancer patients to live out a full life without undergoing the difficulties some of you observed, painful chemotherapy and radiation procedures.
Well, you better hope so, because to feed all those people, you're going to need crops that don't need soil or water. So the vice president of the United States out talking to a graduating high school class and making these commitments and promises to them. Of course, if they are reelected, if the Democrats remain in power. Now, anybody with a brain understands that all of these breakthroughs and miracles, were to happen, would happen in the private sector, where inventions, ingenuity, and entrepreneurism takes place. They are in the process of shrinking the private sector. They are, Obama and Biden, are scaring entrepreneurs into paralysis. The innovators, look at what they're doing to medical device companies, are under attack from this very administration. Medical device maker, their taxes have been raised. Penalties, punishment for success and innovation is what this administration's all about. And yet Biden goes out completely delusional and off the rails with wild-haired promises like this.